Sorry about that, folks, but you can see the title down below. And it's unusual. But this is what basically, it's what ticks me off a little bit, pisses me off, whatever you want to call it. I guess you could say it's kind of like what's BS. And what's BS and what pisses me off and ticks me off, and the title says it best below. Why companies, whether it's cable companies, electric companies, gas companies, doesn't matter. Cities, why do they, the thing is, why do they always send a late notice, a disconnection notice, days, a day before you pay it, maybe a few days or a day before you pay it, and then, here's the thing, you pay it, but you don't receive the notice until a few days after. And you have to confirm with them, hey, I got this notice. I'm thankful my sister works for a cable company. She'll know. And they haven't, and the cable company hasn't called her. But here's what's BS to me. You would think a company like Comcast, like Time Warner, DirecTV, Dish Network, you would think, for the sake of business, for the sake of keeping their customers, for the sake of keeping things straightforward and to the point and on time, that they would wait to send the notices until a certain date. No, they want to send it basically a few days before, if not a day before you pay it. Now, true, you'll call up and talk to customer service and they'll say, oh, it's automatic. You have nothing to worry about. It's just automatically going to be sent out. Yeah, could you wait at least until till after the first 3 days of the month? Because around the first day of a month and the third day of a month, a lot of people get their Social Security or their welfare or whatever you want to call it, their unemployment. You usually get paid around those times from the jobs. Couldn't you just wait until afterwards? To me, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I understand it's automatic, and sometimes it's a job, whether you've paid it on time or not. And usually I do. Sometimes I pay more than what's required. Yeah. I mean, my bill, basically, let's just say this, was about 20, the payment required was basically $25, $24 under 200. Was $24 under 200. And what did I do? I paid $40 over 200. Yeah, $40, basically $70. No, actually, yeah, $64 more than what was required. I paid $64 more than what was the required payment to keep service going. And what gets me is they just don't get the fact that there are those out there, like say my mom, for example, my mom and a few others, that when they see something like this, they're worried, they're concerned. I mean, heck, sometimes my mom will pay the TID bill, which is Turlock Electric, if you will, or whatever. Her electric bill, which is TID. She will pay that. She will pay that. And yet, even though their main office is located in Turlock, California, home of Colin Kaepernick, if you will, even though their headquarters is in Turlock, it takes a few days for my mom to get a notice, even after she's paid the bill, after she's paid the required payment. And then, what does she do? She has me, or she does it herself, call up the TID and say, hey, I did this, why am I getting this notice? The same thing with PG&E. Again, it just doesn't, to me, it's just BS, and it really pisses and ticks a lot of people off because companies, cable companies, electric companies, gas companies, cities, like, we have to pay, okay, one of the bills we have to pay here in Patterson is the city bill. Basically because we have recycling, garbage, and yard. Basically lawn work. And we gotta pay, and that's all in one bill. So that's gotta be paid. So what happens? My mom could pay that, drop the thing in the drop box, and still at times she can end up getting a notice and she has to call them up and say, hey, I did this. I mean, why in the world would something like this have to show up mailed on the 30th and it shows up today on the 6th? January 30th this was mailed out and it shows up today, February 6th. To me, it just doesn't make any sense, folks. And I'm hoping and praying to God, and I'm sure a lot of people are, that the cable companies, the dish companies, the electric companies, their city bills, the cities, if you will, the gas companies, I know that like me and my mom, everybody else in this situation is praying to God that these companies get things straight, get their heads out of their rears, if you will, get their heads out of their rears and say, look, let's wait until after the first 3 days, and then if we don't see any action, don't see any payment made, then send out the notice. It makes more sense. It makes more damn sense in my opinion. I mean, what more do people have to do to get these companies to wake up and realize they need to get their priorities straight? I mean, my oldest sister, she works for a cable company, and even she feels they need to get their priorities straight. And they do need to get their priorities straight. Heck, and it's not just, with the billing and everything. They got to get their priorities, companies like that have to get their priorities straight all over at times. Literally. I was like 24 hours before Super Bowl Sunday, our CBS station went mute. And we didn't press the mute button or anything. It just went mute. Nothing. And we don't know if it was on the CBS part, or local CBS's part, or if it was on our cable's part. The thing is, it shouldn't have happened. And then, getting the priorities straight, there are times where they will end up, because sometimes my mom, she could be sitting right here on the couch, feet up and everything, relaxing, wanting to watch a movie or watch something late at night on a Friday or whatever, just before she goes to bed, and they can have something pop up and saying, oh, one moment please, service is this has got to do this. And then, it's not just with one station, it's with the entire cable, right? So what do? You call up, you wonder, or you look online, you ask what's going on, and what goes on? They're doing maintenance sometimes, and they don't even give you the courtesy to tell you they're doing maintenance. It's the same sometimes with the electric bills. With the electric bill, sometimes you can lose power for a little bit, and they don't care, and they don't tell you at times, oh, by the way, or even give you an advance notice, oh, by the way, you might have some low power for a couple of hours because we're going to be doing maintenance over in this direction. They don't even give you, sometimes companies don't even give you the courtesy to be notified about that. And like I said, your gas and your water bill, let's say you're trying to take a shower and all of a sudden, poof, the shower gets very, very low, and you're wondering, where's my water? And then you find out when you call them up, oh, by the way, they're doing maintenance. Some companies, I understand, do give you notice. Cable companies, electric, gas and water, whatever, city, they give you notices, but sometimes there are companies and cities that don't. And that's BS. And that's BS. They don't give you notice till afterwards. They don't let you know until after you call or something like that. And to me, that's exactly why sometimes when you get these disconnect notices from cable or wherever, cable, electric, gas, wherever, that they should wait until the first 3 days of the month pass and to send it if they don't see no note. don't see no action, don't see no payments. To me, it makes more sense. It makes more sense to me. It makes more sense to those that are in the same situation. They know this. They know this. So I'm hoping these companies get their priorities straight and they realize, oh crap, we need to start doing things right or we're going to lose a lot of customers. And believe me, they are. So, again, that to me, these late disconnect notices, they come after you pay, to me, is BS. And they need to straighten this crap out so that people like my mom, like people like her, and other people like her, don't get worried and don't have to call up. Or don't ask people like me to call up because I already know. I check my bank account. I check the cable account. I check those things. And everything's fine. So to me, they need to get the priority straight. I mean, heck, I check, you know what priority? I check my cable website, my mom's account on the cable website, right? It says January 9th for the payment. For what? I don't know. But anyway, I'm hoping they get the priorities straight. Really do. Hoping all these companies, all these electric, cable, and gas companies get the priorities straight because they need to. These cities as well. They need to wake up and realize that if you're going to send a disconnect notice, wait till after the first 3 days of the year, of the month. Alright? So that's all I'm going to say. Comment down below, video response if you've dealt with something similar like this, and I'll talk to you later.